Hello everyone, in this guide we will cover web scraping. This ultimate guide will contain everything you need to start playing with advanced web scraping automations, so let's start. What is web scraping? Web scraping is simply extracting data from websites. It is a technique employed to extract large amounts of data from websites to a local file or to a database. You see on this picture, we are extracting the data from website to a local file or to SQL database. Okay. And if you have ever copied and pasted from website, you have performed the same function as any web scraper, only on microscopic manual scale. Web scraping uses intelligent automation to retrieve hundreds, millions, or even billions of data from internet's endless frontiers. And the goal of this ultimate guide is to prepare you for that next step, where you will be ready to work with browser automation to retrieve billions of data. Data displayed by most websites can only be viewed using a web browser. They don't offer functionality to save a copy of this data for personal use. The only option then is to manually copy and paste the data, a very tedious job which can take many hours or sometimes days to complete. Web scraping is the technique of automating this process so that instead of manually copying the data from websites, the web scraping software will perform the same task within a fraction of time. And you see, web scraping can do anything you want from it to do. From search engines, you can scrape search engines, to social media, news sources, research data, pricing sites, really everything you can scrape that's available on the internet. And there are so many apps already built on this system, price comparison and price tracking platforms. You can collect sports data for infinity purposes and sell it, or maybe build your own app. And there are so many apps already built on this system, so why wait? And this guide will contain three levels. First level will be the Internet Movie Database. We will extract data from Internet Movie Database and put it in a readable format. The next step will be extracting data from Wikipedia. Specifically, we will be extracting all USA presidents. And the last but not least, final practical example will be weather forecast, where we'll be extract weather and time from the weather sources. So first step is we will need two libraries, Axios and Cheerio. Okay. Axios from npm. It is HTTP client for browser. We will use it to send request and receive response. So here you install it this way. I have already installed it, so I won't do it twice. And Cheerio, again, this is for Cheerio, npm install Cheerio. So you write in the terminal npm install Cheerio and Axios, and it will install for you. Just enter and it will install for you. Okay, and now when it is installed, you can now require it with const Axios is require Axios and const Cheerio is equal to require Cheerio. And now axios.get, and here comes the URL. We will scrape Ironman, let's say Ironman movie. We copy the URL and paste it here. So this way we are sending requests to the server, to the internet movie database server, and then we are getting the response which we will manipulate. Okay, so I want to show you the whole response. res.date, and here node app, and we got the entire HTML of this page. So we have sent the request to this URL, and we received the response which we have console logged on our log. And I want to show you that what this means. I will open Postman. Postman is the software for sending requests. Get request, post request, all type of requests, really. So you put here what type of request you want. We want get request and just your URL here and send, just it. And we are now sending request. And you can see again it is the HTML doc type HTML. And I want to write here Iron Man, and yes, you see Iron Man. That is the clear evidence that it is from that page source. So now we have all HTML, the entire HTML from that page. So with that we are introducing Cheerio in the game. Cheerio is simply the library for manipulation DOM or HTML. So Cheerio.load, and we put here Cheerio.res.date. Okay. When the Cheerio is in the game, we now can put it. We can now target the DOM elements by doing this. We want first Iron Man title. So we see that it is Iron Man here, and it is in the class title wrapper. We take it here and paste title wrapper. And next, to select Iron Man, we need this h1 tag, and we will target it and just put it .text and write movie title. Okay, and for the testing purposes we will console log it. And now we should get the title. Yes, it is the title of the movie, but it is translated on Serbian language because it uses probably Google Translate, Google Auto Translate. Okay, so when we now have movie title, the next step is we want rating. We get rating by this. It has rating value, it has strong, it is in strong, and we need this class rating value, and we will approach it by going to rating value, then to strong, and then to this pen. So rating value class const movie rating is equal to, here this is class, don't forget, and so we said we need strong and span. Okay, so strong and span. Okay, and again dot text, and again console.log. First there is one mistake. Okay, and movie rating and Node app. We should get rating. Yes, that's it. And now we can console log both things, movie title and movie rating, by doing this. And we should get the whole pack. Yes, Iron Man and 7.9. Yes, 7.9. That's it. And now, when you are making automated software, the next thing, when you're making automated software, you need to know, you will need 100% to put this dynamic URL, so it will be easier for you to, you will see now. I will write here Harry Potter, for example, and take this URL. Okay, and then we will write Node app, and you see we now have Harry Potter. So you dynamically can just change this URL and you got what you want, what movie you want. You immediately got rating and title. So that's it for our first level. Second level is all USA presidents from Wikipedia. Here are they. We need to get all these names, all these president names from history, from USA history, and we want to get their birthday and that or they time as presidents better. Okay, so when you look at this, you see it is the table. Okay, table, it has t-body, it has tr, and the most important thing when you look at tables are more complicated than ordinary lists or anything that way. So there is the trick. You have the trick shortcut by doing copy and copy selector, and by this you got the whole path to that selector. Okay, but first we will again set up our base with Axios, require Axios, and then const Cheerio, require Cheerio. Okay, and then Axios dot get, and we put here URL. URL is, as we all know, Wikipedia's URL. Okay, and dot, we are sending again request to the Wikipedia server, and we are getting back response which will be manipulated. Again, const $, Cheerio dot load, and then we put res.data, and that's it. That's it really. Now when we have all this, we now need to grab this selector we have talked about a minute ago. So we come here, we inspect this, and just this copy, copy, copy selector, and that's it. We have the whole path to our new, but we don't need just one this, we need all of these names. So to get all of these names, we need to modify this path a little bit. So we don't need this. Okay, we don't need this, and we don't need this, we just need this. Okay, and now dot text, because we need all the president names. Okay, president names, and console log. And now write Node app, and that's it. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, that's it. And now the same comes with this. Again, we have these two guys, so we will copy this selector here, and again const president, let's name it time, president time here, and again we are removing this, and we don't need this, we just need this. Okay, so and dot text and console.log. For testing purposes, we will test it to see is this working correctly. Node app, there is error, so we need to see what's the error. Okay, error is this. Node app. Yes, that's it. We have all their time as presidents. Okay, and finishing this. Okay, yes, this is the last, and this one is coming. Okay, so that's it for our second project, and we are now going to our third and final. It's weather forecast. So we are removing all of this, and let's build our application for weather forecasting. This is our URL here, copying it, and the same thing, the same base. Again, const axios is equal to require axios, const cheerio is equal to require Cheerio. Okay, and now again axios.get, we put here url dot then up and put Cheerio in the game. Cheerio dot load and put res.data. Okay, that's it. And now we have Cheerio in the game. So by that we are now ready to manipulate DOM data, or what would you like to say, HTML data. So we now need to inspect this and this. Okay, and as soon as we see it is well structured, we can now easily, we don't need to copy the selector, but we can immediately use this in our sake, for our sake. So just this dot high dot low, and for each, because it is every this one, we just don't grab this one, but we grab every this, all this list. So this is jQuery function which takes index and element. And we will create two arrays, one for temperature, and the second for dates. Okay, and now tmp.push, and now up this dot text, and let's test it now. Console.log tmp node app. Yes, we have all the temperatures. And the last but not least, we now need to target dates. This is date. Again, it is so easy to target because it is well structured. Date with class date and Friday 20. Okay, so we come here and write the next thing. Const date is equal to sorry, date, we had dates, yes, date is equal to here and dot date span, and the same thing dot each, and it has function which has index and element, and it is pushing in the array. Dates dot push, again up this and dot HTML, and that's it. And now console.log dates for testing purposes, node app, and here we are. we have completed this tutorial. I hope I have helped you, because the purpose of this tutorial is to help you to understand how web scraping works. Its purpose to prepare you for working with browser automations, and because this is giant stepping stone for just that. When you know how to target DOM elements, you are ready for the bigger things and for the advanced projects. Have good day and see you soon.